Today is December 17th, and it happens to be my 61st birthday. And celebrating with Dan McKee, and we're going to the DIA, which stands for the Detroit Institute of Arts. And we're going to tour the museum.
This one is really interesting. It just opened. The photography exhibit one is really good.
Is it in the photo land?
In the photo gallery, yeah.
Okay.
So they're right next to each other.
Okay. Going up the circular staircase to another world. The Renaissance, French, Italian, English galleries.
Tell me what you did.
I restored the gilding on the legs of these chairs. They're kind of swirling around, and there's wood underneath, and there's a coating of gesso, which is about a kind of a 16th of an inch thick, and you can carve the wood finer with gesso, and then you apply the gold leaf to it, and the gold leaf chips off in time. And probably working those chairs too. Okay, this was the last piece I worked on with Nick Laupoff, and worked on it at the Henry Ford II's Grand Estate. It was in Grosse Pointe, and he had that large mansion that was torn down because it was so large. No one wanted to buy it, and they subdivided it on the property and built condos. And this was the last project we worked on, and it took like probably 4 months of work.
Where was the troubled spot?
The paint, this red lacquer was flaking all over, and
To arrest that, what do you have to do?
glue the flakes down with had a plate that was hooked up to a wood burner that I could control with a rheostat to reduce the heat, and with heat and glue could reattach all the flaking veneer or flaking lacquer. And there was structural damage on the drawers. It had to be all taken out and re-glued. And there's probably a crack that's reappearing here that was retouched. And it's just indicative of wood it's going to expand and contract with the seasons. And the crack is coming back.
Yeah.
But that was 30.
That repair was 30 years ago.
Yeah, 32 or 33 years ago. And this is and it was bequeathed by his son. Well, no, it stayed in the family, but it's the Booth, Ralph Booth, bequeathed it to the museum.
What a thing. Did you work on this?
Yeah, they're over wood structure, and the wood structure underneath expands and contracts with the seasons and pops off. And,
And this is a controlled environment to stabilize that.
yeah, the black wood is ebony, and the white is ivory inlaid, and they both have like different properties in the ivory and ebony, and don't.
What do you think the understructure is? Would it be a hardwood? You would hope to, that more stable.
Probably just pine.
Then they chose a lesser wood, but
Yeah,
you would,
I don't recall what the substructure is.
yeah, I'm sure that it would self-destruct over time then if you had a soft wood in there.
Oh, they have little slots in this case too.
This is incredible, this place.
It's very incredible. Upstairs leads to a bedroom, and one day at the museum, a couple was found in the bed.
Using it?
Using it for its purpose, kissing and embracing, and they got thrown out of the museum, and then they since have closed off that room. Well, there was supposed to be two. There was one brass knob was stolen by a patron, and I was commissioned to have the knob made. And I asked my good friend Dan Vickery, who had a machine shop. He turned the knob in 4 hours. It took 4 hours to reproduce that knob on his machine.
It seems hard to believe it took 4 hours.
Well, I wanted it to be exact. And I was a scrutiny for exactness.
Yeah, it turned out great.
Yeah. Well, it was a whole afternoon. It couldn't have been, well, maybe it was 3 hours.